Well, my name's Jose Suarez. I'm originally from Puerto Rico. Lived in the States for for 4 years before I joined the military. Um, Primarily in Clarksville, Tennessee. And then that's where I joined the military, and then here we are.
I'm Kiersten. I am a civilian. I work for Service Credit Union. I have been with the company for almost 10 years now. I've been overseas for 25 years. So I'm a military brat. Parents retired and then left, and I chose to stay. Became self sponsored, and then, yeah, that's how I met Jose. And
Yeah.
that's how we are where we are today.
Equal parts chance and just thorough research on the history of Volvo when it comes to the safety ratings for the car. We wanted to have a family, and our priority was having a dedicated family car. And the chance part was when went to a bazaar at Ramstein, and we just happened to run into a lovely dealer, and I just fell in love with the car immediately.
Yeah, there was a really pretty, like a blacked out,
I
I want to
think it
say it was
was
an XC90.
yes.
And then we were in the market for a new car anyways, and we did some research, and then we decided to just bite the bullet. We came in one day, talked to Kinga. She explored her options and everything, and told us about it. And I think a week later, we came back and we placed the order.
We actually came in. We finally made the decision that we wanted to get the X. In fact, we were gonna go with a different version, the XC60 originally. We decided to come in. We met with Kinga, and she went into detail about all the different trims for all the cars. And honestly, she slowly convinced us towards the XC90, and then that's when
She
the
talked about like our different delivery options and everything like that. And
yeah.
yeah, that's when she talked about the Volvo experience. And honestly, that alone sold us for the car
Yeah.
even more and wanting to go through with getting a Volvo. It was all expenses paid. That alone was a huge thing. And it was, you're in Europe, so it's the perfect opportunity to travel. And how many times can you actually say that you have purchased a new car and you have been to the exact factory where it was built, and you got to have that factory tour and that experience, and to do it in a completely different country was, it's a very unique experience that not everybody can say that they've done.
I concur with that one. Yeah, absolutely. They don't call it an experience for nothing. It was amazing.
Yeah. I was excited. I guess also feeling very honored to have the privilege to be able to do it. We were very grateful for the entire opportunity and the entire experience. It was just, it really was just, it was such an opportunity, and we just were so grateful the entire time that we were able to do it. Volvo actually had a travel agent reach out to us directly, and they literally took care of everything. So they originally sent us like a questionnaire that we filled out that talked about our departing airport, how many of us there were going to be, if we needed a hotel, different things like that. And then from there, the travel agent actually reached out to us directly. And at one point in time, she called us. So we scheduled a phone call with her, and she kind of broke down the process for everything. And then even after that, once we had at least confirmed we were able to pick out which flight we wanted, she sent us an email to give us different hotel options. So we were able to do our own research to determine which hotel we wanted to stay at. She gave us a list of recommended restaurants based on, ones that Volvo has partnered with for the experience. So we got to do that, and then we basically just sent her our selections, and as she finalized everything, she sent us confirmations, and we were basically good to go. So the hardest part of it was basically choosing where we wanted to stay and what we wanted to eat.
Yeah.
So,
Honestly, we just decided, the way we decided the restaurant was just, hey, let's just wing it.
yeah.
Let's just try something new. That was the only one we didn't even put in thought on. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't regret it at all. I
Yeah, we got to eat at a Michelin star restaurant.
yeah,
So,
I didn't even know about that until we got there. At
yeah.
one point, they realized that it was our first time just trying that type of dining. The hostess stopped showing up to our table, and at that point, one of the chefs actually came by and explained all the dishes to us because it was very clear it was our first time at this type of restaurant, and it made the experience so much better. Thick accent, but he did his best. But it was amazing. The fact that we got to see the entire thing, the entire factory, it, not only were we seeing just the production, right, like how they're making these cars, we got to see a piece of their history by going from the newest to the oldest side of their factory. You could tell like how far they've actually advanced after like throughout all these years. Um, how on one side you have people actually manually working on the cars, while on the newer side you had just machines working on the cars themselves. I think that was cool. I think that was cool. Like it was a trip down in history for me. But I'm just a romantic about these things. Just saying.
Yeah. I agree. I think also being able to have somebody who was like dedicated to be with you when you had your car unveiling and they spent as much time as you needed telling you kind of the ins and outs of the car and everything that you needed to know was it was a really nice touch. They really, you can tell that they really appreciate every car that they make and every car that they sell. And everybody is so passionate about what they do, and they are truly grateful for every customer who comes in and purchases a car and picks one up. And they make sure that you know that.
I really do appreciate how receptive the man was with how excited we were. He was just matching our energy the entire time. Like he was happy that we were like super excited.
Yeah.
I was a little kid in that front seat, just in that driver's seat, just saying.
It was great. I mean, but that's like how the entire trip was. We didn't have to worry about how we were going to get to our hotel because there was already a car service that was taking us. We didn't need to worry about how we were going to get to the factory the next day because it was done for us. And then, you know, even once we got there, we literally had a paper that had our entire itinerary. And so it all felt very fluid. It all felt really organized, but it was, while it was a very busy day, it was also a really relaxing day because we didn't have to do anything besides just go with the flow and do what they told us to do.
Their choice in a hotel was so nice that we actually decided to stay an extra night.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. The moment we pulled back the cover, yeah,
The
we,
unveiling of the car.
yeah, the unveiling. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously excitement, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But this is how good the experience was. We didn't have to stress. We didn't have to work too hard to like make this happen. It's it's kind of like when you're like laboring, like you're no, look, let me cook, let me cook.
Okay, okay.
It's kind of like when you're laboring, right? Like you work hard for something and then at the end it comes out great. And you're happy about it. You're proud even, right? But it's so weird because I felt the same thing, but we didn't have to stress about it. That's how great the whole experience was. It was seamless. It was self-explanatory. Not a single moment in the entire experience, nor in the entire process of just purchasing this vehicle, even building it online and with Kinga, especially with Kinga, did we have to stress. not a single moment, not a single moment was hard. That's how
It felt
that's
easy.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt easy and natural.
There we go. See, she just grabbed everything I said, condensed it to two perfect words:
Yeah.
easy and natural. There you go. You want me to say it? I'll say it. I'll say it. It was like riding a cloud. I didn't feel anything. It was so smooth. It's still smooth.
It was humbling.
There we go. Yeah.
To be able to, like I said, to have the opportunity to do it. It was a really humbling experience, and you feel, it sounds so weird because it's just a car, but you feel so much, you have such a deeper appreciation of it because you have been able to see it go from just a piece of sheet metal to what it has developed to now. And so you're so much more grateful for it, and you just have such a deeper connection and like more of like an emotional attachment to the car than you would if you were to just pick one up off the lot, or even just pick it out from the dealership. Doing the tour and the experience and everything else that goes with it, it really just helps add a finishing touch, and just makes you really appreciate your purchase.
I think the reason like we're so happy with it, we're so
Enamored.
enamored. It was. I think it's because primarily this was, for both of us, this was a bit of a leap of faith, because we've never had a Volvo before. We did our research, but like it was an investment, considering that we wanted a family car, and seeing everything that we saw when it came to like its ratings for for safety, reliability, it was still a leap of faith. And unveiling that car, writing it out, up to this interview right here, I just feel vindicated, honestly. Like that, it was a leap of faith, but I'm so happy that we actually made it, and we
Yeah.
made that leap.
We don't regret anything.
We don't regret a single moment of the entire experience.
I mean, point blank, you should do it. 1,000,000%, you should absolutely do it. And, don't feel that there is anything that could be, potentially inhibiting you from going through the experience, because there's not. While it is obviously just the two of us, and we were traveling, Volvo was, again, extremely accommodating to every circumstance. And like I said, they really take the time to talk to you about everything. And there was never a moment where we felt like there was a lack of communication or where we felt like we were in the dark. And so that also helped, ease any, kind of fears of uncertainty or anything like that. We did, actually.
I made it 8 hours before I had to just give up.
Yeah,
we did. I was too tired that day.
We did it in one go.
Yeah.
We left Sweden the next day. We got to the ferry in Denmark, had like a 45-minute ferry drive, and that dropped us off to like the very tip top of northern Germany. We only had to stop twice for gas, but it was such an easy drive. Yeah, it was super, super easy. The car is ridiculously smooth. I mean, it's built for that. It's built for that long distance driving. So it didn't even, like, we weren't even uncomfortable. Like, it never was like, oh my gosh, we've been in this car for so long and we want to get out. It was nice.
Car was so smooth that I actually slept 4 hours, and I felt like I thought at one point when I woke up, I thought I was in bed.
Yeah.
That's how smooth the car was riding.
It was cool to definitely like drive by the coast and, see the sea and everything like that. I think if we maybe would have planned a little bit better, we might have stopped somewhere. That was the one thing that we didn't plan, because everything else was planned for us. We didn't really figure out how we were going to get back and everything. And so we kind of just decided to wing it. And by winging it, we did it in one go. But we're not mad about it.
No, not at all. Like, if we were ever do it again, it's like with what we know, we probably would have stayed in Sweden a lot longer. We would have taken our time coming back home.
Yeah.
That's another reason to go back then, right?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Buy
Yeah,
another Volvo,
Yeah.
and then we can just tour around Sweden and Denmark and everywhere else.
We fight over who gets to drive it.
Yeah, we have a
for
driving
the week.
schedule.
We have a driving schedule at this point. That's how good the car is. All right,
Yeah. But yeah, it's been really good. You know, we still learn little things about the car every now and then, and but it's been really fun. You know, being able to, like, we can each personalize our own driving profile and you know, set however you want it to be, and yeah, we really like it. Every once in a while, we look like idiots in the parking lot trying to use our foot to open up the trunk, but we'll get there.
That was me. I'll take the hit for that one. That was me.
Swinging our foot underneath the trunk trying to get it to open.
I did the one thing that they told me not to do. Don't swing it numerous times.
Don't go back and
Just
forth.
do once.
Just one swift.
I was like, okay.
Yep. So cool.
I was born to dig holes. All right, I had to go twice on the excavators. They had to pull me out. They had to tell me, "Sir, you need to leave." I was like, "I'm sorry, this is my calling." It felt like a part of me. Like, she might lose me. She might lose me to an excavator. Just saying.
When I hear Volvo, it is, I think, luxury. And then now that I have owned one, I also think of, you know, I think of safety as well, and reliability, you know, and history. One of the cool things that they showed us when they unveiled the car is he showed us on the seatbelt that all the seatbelts have an imprint where it says since 1959, because Volvo basically trademarked the 3-point seatbelt.
Yep.
And so that was really cool, that, you know, because every car brand, you know, sometimes has, you know, a different way of symbolizing how they started and where they've gotten to. And I thought that was such a cute little touch that Volvo did, and just a really fun little unique way to really kind of exemplify the safety that the car has, and also how far it's come since its beginning.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I mean, yeah.